Hi, this is Brian Harris, the creator of the Independent Black Voters, and this is the Independent Black Voters Speak on Facebook. We're here today to start vetting some of the candidates that are running for the primary election here in Nevada, Las Vegas. Why is that important? As we said, our vote is not free. We, if we want to control our destiny, must believe that we have a political agenda. I continue to say this, black power is a three-legged stool requiring social justice, economic might, and our political agenda. Not the Republicans, not the Democrats, but our political agenda. That is achieved when you become an educated voter. That is achieved when you know who the candidates are, what they stand for, what their history is, and then you come out and you vote them in. Many of us don't realize that less than 20% of the registered voters vote in the primary. We're focused on the caucus, then we're focused on the presidency. We miss the local elections. And folks, let me tell you, the local elections are more important than who the president is. Of that 20% that vote, less than 1% are black Americans. And when you look at the judicial system, we're on the side where we need to have judges that are impartial, that are fair, that distribute equal justice through the law. So we're here with attorney Ozzie Fumo, one of the new candidates that's running for the Nevada Supreme Court. Mr. Fumo.
Thank you for having me today. My name is Ozzie Fumo and I'm running for Nevada State Supreme Court Seat D. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
One of the other persons running for the Nevada Supreme Court is a sitting judge. He's already has a history that concerns me. The fact that he was part of convicting an innocent man who spent a significant part of his life in the prison system, and he was innocent. The same judge had a problem with a black attorney having a Black Lives Matter pin on. He didn't have a problem with the Blue Lives Matter. He didn't have a problem with other types of pins, just the Black Lives Matter. Now you tell me, are you going to get fair and equitable justice when a person basically shows biases that he has right then and there? But many times we'll vote for that person because we don't know who is good for us and who is not good for us. And that's what we're trying to do here with the independent black voters, is give you a chance to vet and get to know who the candidates are so that you can support candidates that will give us equal justice. Because folks, black folks just want equal justice. But right now, it is very unequal. There is a hand on the scale. If you have money, then there's an opportunity that you're going to get off. If you are African American, then you're going to be held to the letter of the law. There is not equal justice unless we vote in people who will administer justice with equality. So, without any further ado, I'd like to again introduce attorney Ozzie Fumo and let him tell you a little bit about himself. Ozzie.
Hey, thank you very much for that. It was a nice introduction. So my name is Ozzie Fumo. I'm running for the Nevada State Supreme Court. It's Seat D. I've lived in Las Vegas since 1975. I've been an attorney here in Las Vegas since 1996. I've spent my entire career working for hard-working Nevadans. I've represented the poorest of the poor, the disenfranchised, and the richest of the rich. And that is the theory of my candidacy, if you will, is equal justice under the law. I've spent the last 24 years doing that. I've been fighting for hard-working Nevadans that whole time. I've been teaching at the law school. I've been teaching for the last several semesters at Boyd Law School. I teach in my area of expertise, trial advocacy. And I've spent the last 2 sessions at the Nevada State Legislature. I'm an assemblyman for Assembly District 21. And I've prided myself in trying to do things to make equal justice under the law while I was there. I presented the law, AB 207, which allows a broader-based jury pool. I fought hard to change the bail system that we have. I fought hard to end mass incarceration. And that was my theory up there, my theme up there was, to the poor, bail means jail, but to the rich, clout means you're out.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and I hated that. I hated that. And so we got to do something to make it fair and equal for everybody. You know, the rich in Clark County, I can't speak so much to Washoe, but seem to get a different set of justice. And in my courtroom, if I'm elected to the Nevada State Supreme Court, everybody will be treated fairly. Everybody will get equal justice under the law.
Great, great. Like I said, you mentioned a couple of accomplishments, and it's funny, I've gotten to know you in the last couple of days, and folks, you may not even know this, I'm going to throw it out, that you defended OJ, correct?
Yes, I did.
And understand, why I respect that is no matter what you think about what happened in LA, when he was in Las Vegas, in Nevada, he should have gotten a fair shake. It should not have been about what happened in LA. It should have been what happened here.
I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah.
You saw how the scales of justice are tipped in favor of what the, say, masses want sometimes versus what is fair and equal justice. We should all be innocent until proven guilty. But unfortunately, many of us who look like me are guilty until proven innocent, with a very hard road to innocence. So I commend you. I know that was a tough assignment to take there, but again, you've proven historically that you're willing to fight for the underdog. I know a little bit about you in the state assembly. You were one of the forces for prison reform.
Yes.
I know you were the one that was pushing to eliminate bail or to drastically bring it down so that the poor would have a better chance of not being incarcerated.
Yeah, that's exactly right. One of the things I wanted to do with bail, the way we had it before was a standard bail, which wasn't working. You get arrested, you get a DUI, it's automatic $3,000. Well, not everybody can afford that.
Absolutely.
And what I was trying to do was not so much end bail itself, but say if you get arrested on a Friday and you're still sitting in jail Monday morning, you get called up to the judge. The judge calls you in and says, why are you still in here? You say, Your Honor, I've lived in Las Vegas my whole life. I'm 50 years old, but I only make $10 an hour. I'm a service food worker, or Uber driver, and I only make a limited income, and I can't afford the $3,000. And what I wanted the judges to do then is to institute a policy of non-monetary conditions. You can put house arrest, you can do intensive supervision where hand scan can keep you there, and there's other non-monetary ways that are effective all over the country, and we need to implement them here, but we just haven't done it yet. Some of the justices have implemented what they call a risk assessment tool.
Yeah.
And they're trying, and it's getting better, and they're seeing defendants earlier, but we can do better, and we need to do better. And I felt, after the last legislative session when that kind of fell apart, I felt that the Supreme Court would be the champions of justice. Some justices up there have proven to be like-minded, and I think, if I get up there, when I get up there, we can make the effective changes that we weren't able to do in the legislature.
Great. Now, you spoke of, I'm having a mind melt here. Let me give you an example. You spoke on issues that are coming up. Tell me a little bit more, because again, many of us don't know what the Nevada Supreme Court. We hear about the Supreme Court, the federal, but give us a little overview of what the Nevada Supreme Court does.
That's a great question. One of the things you said before too was, we look at the presidential races, we look at the national races, but we don't look at the state and local races so much. And the Nevada Supreme Court is the most important election on the ballot, because it's going to change the direction of the court one way or the other for the next decade. And what the Nevada Supreme Court does is hears appeals from the district court level cases, in criminal cases, in civil cases, in family law cases. Anything that's appealed up goes to the Supreme Court, and we have an appellate court which does what we call a kick down method. So the appellate court can kick it down to the Supreme Court can kick it down to the appellate court. And then if that doesn't, then someone appeals that it go backs up, or the Supreme Court can hear the case. So they are the ultimate deciders of the law in the state of Nevada. That's why it's so important. It's
very important. And folks, if we are engaged in who the people are on the Supreme Court, it can be bought. And we don't want that as people. We want fair, we want open-minded people. We got a lot of things going up. You look at what's going on right now with the new the homeless ordinances that are coming out. You want somebody who's going to be open, who's going to look at it and basically look at the community, look at the law, and then be balanced and equal and make some decisions. I think Ozzie's the kind of person that's going to do that. If not, you're going to have people in here who've always had their mind made up, who are going to basically take the law for those who have and those who have not have not. So that's a key person when I'm looking at it, is knowing what's going on. Tell me some more. I mean, you've been a defense attorney, right?
I've been defending, people, hardworking Nevadans, as I say, my entire career. I've also done some labor law, and one of the important things is the labor unions. They vet everybody. They go into interviews. They look at your background, and I'm proud to say, I've gotten almost every single endorsement. I've got every one that I wanted so far. Every one I've sought. Two of the most important ones are the marshals who work in the courts every day, who work with the judges, who've seen me for the last 24 years, who've seen my opponents for the last 24 years, chose me as their endorsement. They're the court marshals. They're the ones that protect the judge and the community. The other one I'm really proud of is SEIU. The service workers are not just nurses, but they're the court personnel, the clerks, the backup clerks, the people in the court. They work for the district attorney's office. They work for the public defender's office. And they also endorse my candidacy over the other two opponents. And I thought that was huge. But more than that, I've got culinary. I've got firefighters statewide, teachers, the Clark County Education Association. They've all endorsed my candidacy for this because they know that I will work hard for Nevadans.
Okay. Well, guess what? You're going to get another big endorsement. The independent black voters, this year, we will be vetting candidates through and through. We will be looking for the best of the best. We will be challenging them. So I'm proud to announce that Attorney Ozzie Fumo has gotten the independent black voters, myself, vote of confidence. So you can write us down as a big one. We're going to come out here because we need to have friends in the courts. We need to have people that are going to be fair, who are going to be impartial, who will allow us to come in and talk to them about the issues in our community. So again, he didn't know that was coming.
I didn't know.
The independent black voters, we're getting stronger and stronger because we need you out here to hear what's going on. We need us to get out and vet our candidates so that we know who is good for our community. We don't want unbalanced law. We want justice that is balanced, that is fair, that gives us the opportunities to succeed like everybody else. So again, Ozzie Fumo, it is great that I've gotten the time to get to know you before here because I have vetted you and talked to you. I will definitely make sure you know that we are going to push you to be the candidate for the Nevada Supreme Court. Again, give them your name again.
It's Ozzie Fumo. I'm running for Nevada State Supreme Court Seat D. And like I've been saying, you'll know it's fair if Fumo is there.